Hello everybody, today I'll be making a Thai green curry with a Vietnamese sweet rice and cowpea dessert. The common ingredient is coconut milk, and that's why those two are being made today. And I'll be using ingredients from the garden as well. In this patch of shallots and onion, I'm going to look for a small one and pull it. Next I'll need some Siam Queen Thai basil. I didn't have too many growing this year, so I wish I had more, and I wanted to cut the whole thing, but since I need it to grow back, I'm gonna chop off just a bit of it. And this is the other one that I have growing, so I'm gonna pick as much as I can pick off this one. And Kaffir lime leaves. This is a really small tree that was air layered by my brother. Check for an upcoming video about this plant and also some other fruit trees that I have, and it's perfect size for how much Kaffir limes I use. Here are some jalapeno, and I remember this being a hot variety, so I'm going to pick the smallest one I can find, and also some bell pepper. Here again are the ingredients from the garden. Right here I have some Thai basil. These are the Siam Queen Thai basil, and I didn't have too many in the garden. One of the key ingredients for green curry. I also have shallots, or a shallot. It's something that can be skipped if you don't have any shallots or onions. Bell pepper, and another key ingredient, Kaffir limes, or actually Kaffir lime leaf. And for a little bit of spice, a jalapeno. I picked the smallest one I can find. Eggplants are always good in green curry, and this is a Bangladeshi Long. It's been on the plant for a while, so I won't find out until I either cook it or cut it open if it's been on the vine for too long. And these suckers are quite mean. I got some thorns in my finger when I worked on the plant, and I just got poked right now. It's got little tiny barbs on there. Trying to get the camera to focus, and these guys are mean, so be careful when handling them. And zucchini, I like zucchini, so I gotta have it. This is picked earlier, and it grew to a size that is a little bit bigger than I like. I usually like them maybe 6 inches in length. They're sweeter that way. And for some reason I'm getting more of a weird shape this year with these zucchinis. So that's the zucchini. And then for the other ingredients, I'll mention them as we go along. The other ingredients for the green curry, I'm using ginger, and official recipes call for galanga, and that's something that I don't have often, but I do have ginger either in the fridge, or in this case I keep it in the freezer, so it's pretty hard. There's also garlic, and I like garlic, and I really love garlic, but in green curry you don't really taste the garlic, so I probably should just use maybe this little guy, but since I really like garlic, I'm going to use this guy here. It's got a little bit of sweetness, so palm sugar and regular sugar will do. The other things are fish sauce, the other key ingredient, coconut milk, and curry powder, and then some kind of protein like a chicken. Since the sweet rice is going to take the longest to cook, I'm going to start on that first. And this is my first time making it, so I'm going to have to kind of figure things out. So I'm starting with 1 cup of sweet rice that's washed, and about 4 cups of water. And for you fellow OCD folks out there, I did get all the rest of the sweet rice into the pot. And right now it's on a very low heat. When the sweet rice comes to a boil, reduce the heat so that it just barely simmers, and make sure to stir it on occasion so that it doesn't clump up and stick to the bottom and burn. Okay, I'm gonna prep the ingredients. Here I have some thigh meat, chicken thigh meat. That was some garlic and ginger. And a shallot. Shallots are really easy to grow, and I started off with ones that I bought from the supermarket and couldn't use up, and planted those and got seeds from those plants, and these are grown from the seeds. I'm going to mince those up. This is my bell pepper. And bell peppers are harder to grow than I thought. It's really rare that I get one that's like the supermarket in terms of shape and size and the thickness of the pepper. But these work and taste just as good. I guess I should have cut them in strips. Pie tins are great for holding your prep ingredients. There's a Black Beauty zucchini. I'm probably not going to use all of it. Probably half. There's a lot of zucchini for what I'm making. I'll be using this 1.5 quart saucepan to make green curry. It's something that I don't make a lot of. The only person that really likes it in my household is me. and it's mostly really a sauce to go over rice, so don't need too big of a pot. And I'm gonna start by browning the chicken and the curry. That was about maybe a tablespoon of curry powder. Probably closer to between a teaspoon and a tablespoon is my guess. And I've got oil in there, and I'm gonna let it brown. I'm stirring the sweet rice. Got the burner on high right now. I'm gonna put in the garlic, the shallots, and the ginger. So I'm gonna let that brown as well. And then now the chicken. I've got it on high heat, so I have to work fast or else things are gonna burn. Now I'm going to add water to this. You can add chicken stock if you like. Mainly I'm letting the water cook the chicken so that it kind of falls apart. Right now it's going to be really chewy, and that's not the texture I want. Also, I'm scraping the bottom of this saucepan to get all the curry that's stuck there, so that it's not burning when the fire's on here. Okay, I'm gonna let that cook down. I'm gonna reduce the heat to simmer, and once most of the water's cooked down, I'm gonna add the coconut milk and the rest of the ingredients. It's a very simple, easy to make dish. Come back here and check on the sweet rice. Looks like it's cooked, but I want it a little bit more mushy and starchy. So there's still a lot of water, so I'm gonna let it cook some more. And don't forget to stir it, because the bottom will burn. Earlier I forgot to prep this Bangladeshi Long eggplant. So I'm going to do that now as the chicken is cooking down. And I'm being really careful. Once again, there's a bunch of very sharp, prickly thorns. And there's not much of an eggplant here. Otherwise, I just cut it off. This is Brian sitting here and editing this video. And want to add a quick remark that the thorn that poked me in my finger is stinging and bothering me. So, yeah, that works. Don't want to touch that ever again. Not fun. I don't want to touch that. I got stabbed a couple times already. And yeah, let's find out if I can use this or not. Because if it's too tough, it's not going to be good to eat. I got a lot of seeds here, and skin feels really tough. So I guess I'll cook it and see. But first, let me save some of these seeds for planting. And as I'm feeling the skin, it's pretty tough. It feels like vinyl. Maybe I need to peel it after all. There are quite a few seeds in here. I wonder if it's going to be a good idea after all to use it or not. They're kind of hard. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't, but I want to try to eat this and see what it tastes like. So, gonna go against my best judgment here. I hope I didn't imply that this is a bad eggplant variety to plant and eat because of all the seeds. The seeds are probably, or the seeds most likely are here because I left the eggplant on the plant for a long time and it got to developing seeds, and that's probably why. Okay, I'm just gonna take off the center where the seeds are and toss them out, because I know it's not going to be fun crunching down on all these really hard seeds. Maybe I'll leave one just to get a taste. The sweet rice is coming together now. It's starting to look like a geothermal site, like a hot pool here. And there is 1 cup of dried sweet rice and about 4 cups of water, and I'm gonna slowly stir in 3/4 cup of sugar, and if it's not enough, I'll add more, but I don't want it to be too sweet. Much earlier I had soaked about a cup of black-eyed peas, or cowpeas as they're also known, and I boiled them, and it turned out to be a little bit over a cup of it. I'm going to mix that in here now. With the consistency, I like it kind of like porridge. Some people go and they mash this and stir it so that it becomes a gooey paste. And if you like it that way, you just kind of push against the side of the pot and mash it and stir it to create that goo. There's still a lot of water in here, so I'm going to let it boil down. And I'm going to leave some rice on the spoon to let it cool down so I can taste to see if it's sweet enough or not. Now I'm going to cut a piece of the palm sugar to add into the chicken and curry. Palm sugar is not something that's a critical ingredient. It can be replaced with regular sugar, and this is probably my first time using palm sugar. Palm sugar is the rendered down sap of the palm tree, and it tastes a little bit like candied maple syrup, so you can even use maple syrup, and I'm gonna use a little bit of it. So about that much. I'm going to add in the palm sugar and stir it in. In here I've already added half a can of coconut milk, the 3 kaffir lime leaves, the zucchini, and also the eggplant. I've also added 2 tablespoons of fish sauce and another tablespoon of curry. And I don't want too much curry in here. This dish is primarily coconut milk, kaffir lime, and Thai basil. So even though it's called green curry with curry in its name, the taste of curry is very, very subtle. I'm gonna put in the little tiny jalapeno, which I just tasted and it's not spicy. But I have either some cayenne pepper or these are bird eye pepper in the freezer. And I'm gonna cut some in there. Give it a spice factor to it. It's pretty spicy, so probably not gonna add more than that. Give it a stir. Okay, I just tasted it and it needs more fish sauce, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. Or a lot more. That was probably a teaspoon's worth. I just tasted a curry and it didn't have any Kaffir lime flavor in it, and I went and grabbed 2 more from the garden to add in here. And finally, the Thai basil. I only have half a handful. I wish I had 2 or even 3. I really like the basil flavor in here, but this will have to do. So just stir it in there and let it cook for another minute or 2, and it's ready to be served. With the remaining half of the coconut milk, I'm going to make the topping for the Vietnamese sweet rice and cowpea dessert. And I'm just going to pour this into the saucepan. I'm going to turn on the heat. I'm going to put it on medium-low. It's pretty thick to begin with. I'm going to thicken it just a little bit with half a teaspoon of starch, tapioca starch or cornstarch, and some salt to bring out the flavor. Just a little bit. And I'm going to stir this together. This is the topping for the sweet rice cowpea dessert, and it's nothing more than coconut milk, which again is the remaining half of the can. And to it I added some salt to bring out the flavor, and about half a teaspoon of tapioca starch, and the tapioca starch will thicken it up. So at this point I just want to bring it to a boil and give it a quick stir, and it's done. Okay, now it's time to plate. Some curry on there. And a fried egg. Okay. There's not a whole lot of color there. Maybe a barbecue chicken drum on the side would make it look a lot better, but this is tastier than it looks right now. And the sweet rice cowpea Vietnamese dessert, also known as dao, is topped off with coconut milk. You can eat it hot or cold. And I like a lot of coconut milk, so I'm going to give it a generous amount. With another good harvest from the garden, I have my version of a Thai green curry over basmati rice with a fried egg, and a dao, a Vietnamese sweet rice cowpea dessert with coconut milk. Thank you for watching, and I hope you give these a try.